Listen carefully. This is your final awakening ceremony. Those of you who failed today will spend the rest of your lives as civilians. You'll attend regular universities, work regular jobs, and live regular lives. For the next 3 months, you can still work on your physical conditioning to improve your odds, but statistically speaking, your chances are already close to zero. The instructor's words cut through the gymnasium. Moon sat near the middle of the assembled students. Next to him was his girlfriend, Sarah. They had been together for almost 2 years, but today was about awakening. 2 centuries had passed since the collapse, when rifts tore reality and flooded the world with nightmarish creatures. Humanity nearly fell, but the Age of Awakeners arrived, people whose bodies evolved and manifested classes and abilities. The war lasted decades, but eventually humanity clawed back survival. Now, turning 18 meant a chance to join those who shaped the world. We'll proceed alphabetically by first name, the instructor said, gesturing to the crystal on the table. You know the drill. Place your hands on the stone. If you've awakened, it will respond. If not, you know your fate. Aaron Wells. A boy from the front row approached, legs trembling. He pressed both palms to the stone. Light bloomed inside the sphere. A spectral shield appeared beside Aaron before fading. A powerful guardian knight class. Congratulations, Aaron. Applause filled the gymnasium. Moon clapped too. More awakeners meant a stronger humanity. 3 more names were called. 2 successes, 1 failure. The girl who failed walked back with her head down. Conversations around her fell to an awkward silence and then resumed, ignoring her. Moon's heart thudded. Sarah sat beside him, composed. Sarah Vixen. She stood without hesitation, smoothing her uniform. Sarah wore black tights and a short skirt. Moon watched her go, willing the stone to respond. She was still his girlfriend, even if things had been strained lately. Sarah placed her hands on the awakening stone. Barely a second passed before soft, golden threads formed as a phantom above her. Life Binder class. That's a rare and powerful support class. Excellent result, Sarah. Your class is sought after by many guilds. With enough hard work, you will be able to enter the top guilds and reach great heights. Thunderous applause followed. Life Binders were rare and highly valued. Sarah would have her pick of teams and academies. She smiled when she returned to her seat, but she didn't look at Moon. Moon's smile vanished. Moon Outlaw. He walked to the podium, every eye tracking him. The awakening stone still glowed faintly. Moon pressed his palms to it, cool and smooth like glass, concentrating on the contact. The stone remained unresponsive. The instructor sighed. That's enough. Moon stepped back. Moon's hands fell away. Awakening failed. Next, Natalie. He understood. He stepped back to his seat. The instructor glanced at him with hidden pity.
No.
The word hung in his ears. What they called people who failed their awakenings. Sarah looked at him like a stranger. Her expression was composed. Moon realized then that whatever they had was over. She had prepared for this moment. If he failed, she would break it off. If he succeeded, she might stay. He had been the former. Moon sat and stared at nothing as the ceremony continued. More successes, more failures, more futures decided in seconds. Marcus, at the end of their row, piped up. Sarah, want to join our party? Marcus carried himself with confidence. His awakening had produced Bladestorm, a variant swordsman class known for raw offensive power. After a deliberate pause, Sarah accepted his hand and stood. We could use someone with your talent and wits, Marcus said, smiling. Adrian's already confirmed he's joining. Lena and Mark, too. With you as our life binder, we'd have one of the strongest compositions in the entire academy. We will do amazing in the first sanctuary. Names and reputations mattered. Together they'd be a party that could hold ground in the first sanctuary if they were placed in the same base. Moon watched Marcus's self-satisfied smirk. Rich second-generation trash, he catalogued. Marcus's family owned supply stores for awakeners. Everything he wanted, he got. Now that included Sarah. Moon kept his face cold. He wouldn't give Marcus the satisfaction of a reaction. Marcus's smirk faltered for a moment. Give me a moment, I'll join you in a minute, Sarah told him quietly. Sure, take your time, Marcus said, then gestured toward his forming party. They moved toward the side exit, laughing. Sarah turned to Moon. He met her gaze and waited. He had known this was coming, knew it during the small moments she had pulled away. Moon, we're breaking up. Live a good life, and don't get into trouble. Moon looked at her coldly. Live a good life. Don't get into trouble. She ended their 2-year relationship in the gymnasium where he'd been branded a null, surrounded by classmates who had witnessed both humiliations. Her words were hollow politeness. She'd chosen Marcus, the same person who had fought with Moon throughout their academy years. Moon had much he could say about timing and choice, but he said nothing. If he reacted, she'd get the closure she wanted or the image of him hurting as confirmation. He refused to give her either. He turned and walked out through the main doors into the sun. The campus spread before him, students clustered in groups celebrating. Nobody called, nobody stopped him. Behind him, Sarah's footsteps headed toward Marcus and the new party.